Buongiorno everyone, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. Got an interesting one today. Could the GOAT be coming to Newcastle? Depends who your GOAT is. Do you prefer Lionel or Cristiano? Well, the latter is linked with Newcastle United. Now this came out yesterday, it's all over news. If you Google it, right, I'm not talking bollocks. Well, I will be soon, but this is true in terms of news outlets reporting it and rumours that Cristiano Ronaldo has been offered to swap Manchester United for Newcastle United. Well, I mean, this is more of a... This for me is what people thought and wanted when the takeover happened, didn't it? I mean, we'll get into my thoughts soon. We're just going to report about what's been said first. All know Cristiano Ronaldo is completely out of favour at Manchester United. Apparently he's back today training with the first team squad after he spent last week doing up kindergarten cop, like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the 90s, yeah, looking after kids, yeah, training with the young uns last week, training with all the youngsters. But he's been exiled for the last week or so, hasn't he, since he decided to take an early exit down the Old Trafford tunnel the other week. And it's just been a calamity decision to go back to Manchester United. Manchester United seeing him hasn't worked out well at all. I mean, he got off to a pretty good start, obviously against Newcastle. Steve Bruce happy to let him score on his second debut for the club. But since then, in and out of favour. You know, last year didn't work out too well. He wanted to go in the summer. Now he's still there. Now he's definitely going to... I'm not going to talk too much about Ronaldo. You all know what's happened. But now he wants to leave again in January, and this time Man United are probably going to let him. Only 6 months left on his current deal when it comes to January, and it just makes sense letting him go, doesn't it? I mean, Cristiano wants to go, Erik ten Hag doesn't want him there, the fans are starting to fall out of favour with a legend. Just move on. It's time to move on. His agent is trying to move him on. He's been offered at Newcastle, Chelsea and Arsenal. Now, don't think Arsenal would sign him, really. I mean, they might need another striker to challenge if they're going to keep up this title race. Is Ronaldo the right fit there? Chelsea, I think that would have made sense in the summer gone. Instead of getting Aubameyang, if they had got Ronaldo, I think Ronaldo would fit in well at Stamford Bridge. You could have the likes of Raheem Sterling in and around him, just setting things up for him on a plate. He wouldn't have to do that much running or pressing like he does for Ten Hag's Man United. So Chelsea would probably fit. Can I see him at Newcastle is the main question though. And the answer is a resounding no. No, I can't see him at Newcastle, to be honest. The bloke's 37 years old and he's still got it. I think he's still a good player. Seen it the other week against Everton. He came on in the Premier League, off the bench, scored the winner, good goal. He still obviously looks after himself. He's still got unbelievable fitness levels and whatnot. But he's just not the right fit at all for the tune and for Eddie Howe. It's not what we're looking for. I mean, look at how we play. We've got one of the highest pressing intensity styles in the league now under Howe. Ronaldo's not going to fit into that. Ronaldo's not going to do that work rate. It wouldn't work out. I mean, you could see maybe the owners in Saudi Arabia thinking, yes, sign him. That's going to massively put eyes on us, massively sell shirts, massively increase the brand. So you could see it from that perspective. But I think if you'd asked Eddie Howe, he wouldn't want him. I don't think he would want him. I think a lot of fans probably wouldn't want him. For me, there's a part of us where I would love to see it. Cristiano Ronaldo in black and white, playing up top at St James Park, I would absolutely love it. Jacob Mayfield on the other wing, you know what I mean? But I think I'm thinking of the glory days for Ronaldo, and I think that's what Man United did when they re-signed him. They're thinking of the early 2000s. You know, he's not that guy anymore. He's like Eminem. Eminem was the guy, was the main man back in the 2000s. Now I cannot stand his music. It's crap. But his first couple albums unreal. Same with Ronaldo back in the day, unbelievable. Now I don't think he's crap, but he's not that same guy. He's not the same player. Cristiano Ronaldo is what I'm saying. He's just. And you never will be. It's natural. You're aging. It's like anything in life. You've got to accept it. You've got to accept, move with the times. And Ronaldo is struggling to do that. He's struggling to realise that he's not the main man, that he is going to be required to be a substitute, and he doesn't like it. And he's not standing for it. That's why he's walking off early and going home and got his feet up, you know what I mean, eating lasagna before the players have even got off the pitch at full time. You could see maybe PIF thinking this is a brilliant opportunity to increase the brand. I mean, the shirt sales would go through the roof. The attention would definitely be there for at least a few months, but the wages are ridiculous. We're not going to pay his wages. When he first signed for Man United, he was on £480,000 a week. Now that they didn't qualify for the Champions League, it's been dropped down to £360,000 a week. But £360,000 a week, there's no way we're going to pay that. No way. I mean, he's linked with Napoli. There's a big name that he's linked with now as well in Serie A, going back to Italy. Obviously, he was at Juventus a couple of years back. So Napoli's highest earner, I think, is on about 120 grand a week. So Ronaldo, wherever he goes, is good, unless he goes to Saudi Arabia, or Qatar, or China or something. He's not going to be making the money that he is now. No chance. If he wants another move at a decent level he's going to have to take a drastic pay cut from what, nearly 400 grand a week to probably nearly 200 grand a week. I don't think anyone's going to pay him more than 200 grand a week now, probably like 160, 180. He's going to have to be a blow for him, but it's not like he needs it. I mean, he's got absolutely endless amounts of money. Even his sponsorship deals, never mind his weekly wage by whatever club he's paying for. Just his sponsorship deals alone will be in the 10s, 20s and 30s of millions. So, and not everything he's made over the past 20 years, it's unreal, really. So he doesn't really need money. So for me, that's why I think it makes sense, and I would like to see him return to where it all started. Go to Sporting Lisbon, son. Go back to Lisbon, finish your career there, maybe win the league in Portugal, do that, and then go for one last payday in the Middle East or wherever you want to go. You know, I would do it that way. I think that's the move that makes sense for Ronaldo. Will he stay in the Premier League? Well, maybe if Chelsea or Arsenal or someone like that got big injuries and they could afford to play him, afford to pay him and play him, I suppose. But if they've seen it suited them, but again, the wages, the age, he hasn't got much on his side now, really, has he? And for me, about the Ronaldo thing, I think it would be class if we could just say, right, we'll pay the wages, get him in the side, he'll play, Wilson can come off the bench for the last 20 minutes, Ronaldo can come off the bench. We know Ronaldo's not happy coming off the bench, so that wouldn't work, but we've got Isak there coming back from injury. It just wouldn't make sense for me, but I'd still love it because of just who it is to Ronaldo. I think it would be class. I'm not sure, I'm not that arsed about it. I'm not like, oh man, I hope this happens. But if it happened, I think it'd be quite funny, and I think it'd be quite entertaining, and I think I'd like to see how it would work out. And again, like I say, bring attention on us all around the world would be good for us and for what the club want and where they want to be. And I do still think Cristiano Ronaldo can offer a lot on the pitch at Premier League level, but it's everything else that comes with Ronaldo. It's the extra baggage now. It's not. I'm not doubting whether he's still good enough or not. I'm doubting his persona. I'm doubting his commitment, his dedication to the team, to his teammates. Look, he's leaving Old Trafford before his teammates have even got off the pitch. They go back to the dressing room and he's not even there. You know, he's leaving them for shit. He's leaving the manager. He's leaving the club. He's leaving the fans. You should be happy to come off the bench. You're 37 years old. You should be happy to do what's required of him. He's not. That would happen in Newcastle. I just can't be arsed with the disruption he would bring to the dressing room. You know, our team is so united, literally united, and bringing in huge egos like Ronaldo would just ruin everything for me. I don't think it'd be a good idea, and I don't think it'll happen anyway. I don't think we would smash our wage budget to sign Ronaldo at this age now. I couldn't see it, and I can't necessarily see him in the Premier League. I think he will go abroad, and good luck to him. Hopefully he just gets out his little huffs, starts playing football again. In other news, it's a player linked out of Newcastle, and the one that nobody wants to hear or see anytime soon, probably ever, is Bruno Guimaraes again got suitors. Teams are after Bruno, and we're going to have to get used to this. We know Real Madrid have talked to him last summer, they want him. Man City have even been linked in the past week, but apparently Chelsea are readying a bid for the Brazilian this January. This is the reports in the last 24 hours or so that Chelsea are weighing up a move for Bruno Guimaraes. January 2023, they want to sign him. They've got Kante and Jorginho running out of contract. They're both not going to get extended apparently. But Kante, who's injured at the minute anyways, they need to freshen up that midfield. And they're looking at Guimaraes, they're looking at a Premier League proven player who can come straight in and do the business. Now, Newcastle are trying to avoid this by offering him a new contract. Apparently the next week or so, the next few weeks, we are going to try and work with Bruno's agent to make him the biggest paid player at the club. 200 grand a week is what we are going to offer Bruno Guimaraes, according to several news outlets. Now that's massive. For Newcastle anyways. You know, I've just listed Ronaldo's wages. But for Bruno, for Newcastle, that's huge. I mean, he signed a 6-year deal with us last year. So now he's coming in and he's going to just completely double his weight, more than double his wages. Like, I think he's on 90 to 100 now. 200 grand a week to tempt him to stay, to make sure he stays. But he believes in the project, so if you can offer him that money, I think that would work a treat, because these clubs like Real Madrid, City and Chelsea would obviously offer him at least 200 grand a week, at least. So if we can offer him 200 grand, that's a huge bonus for us, and I think that would tempt Bruno to stay. Now, Bruno has said, and he would say this, but I believe it from Bruno. I think you can see Bruno is genuine, and he does actually mean this, that he said that his baby boy's a Geordie now, Matteo, who was born the other day. He says that he feels like a Geordie, he loves the place, loves the city, loves the fans, all of that stuff, believes in the project. He bought into the project when we were in a relegation battle, so he's here for the long term. He wants to see out this project. He says it's exciting here. Obviously, he's just had his baby boy. They're settled. They want to grow up here for at least another 2-3 years, see how this Newcastle project is turning out. If it's on the right trajectory, we're going up the right path, I think he'll stay. I think he will stay. I think eventually Bruno will want to move on though. I will say that. I think Bruno will move to Real Madrid one day if they still want him and he's still performing at this level. I can see that happening, but I don't think that's soon. I think that's probably 3-4 years down the line. And you cannot blame him. If he comes here and he's here for 5 years and he wins with a trophy and he's the fan favourite, then fair enough. But he'd be devastated, obviously, if he left this January. Devastated. And if Chelsea come calling, you know, Chelsea in London, oh, Richard Keys will be loving that, and they're in the Champions League still. Obviously, you know, they push for titles every year, so... But nah, I don't think he would. I think he's staying at Newcastle. I think in the Premier League he'd stay here, at least until next summer. Then maybe if Man City came in, that might be a different question, right? But would they come in? They've got enough midfield? I don't know. But for now, this Bruno to Chelsea thing, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Chelsea are interested, definitely. I think everybody will be interested in Bruno now. Everyone's talking about him now. You know, he's proven consistently just how good he is, and he is incredible. And I said it back in January before we signed him. I said, this is an outrageous signing from us. This bloke could play for anybody in the Premier League, and I got laughed at. I got laughed at on here, I got laughed at on DR Sports, and I said it in front of, obviously, loads more viewers and other fans from other clubs, like Liverpool fans, Arsenal fans, Man United fans. They're all laughing. Who's laughing now? Yeah, I was right about that one and all. I said Bruno could play for anyone in the Premier League. And actually, Shearer came out this week and has said that. But I said it back in January before he kicked the ball in the Premier League. Baller, serious player, Bruno. And I hope he stays here for a very long time. I don't think he'll go to Chelsea in January. I don't. What do you think? Where will Bruno be next season, the year after that? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video, everyone. Please smash this like button, subscribe to the Magpie Channel TV, and I'll see you on the next one.